I'm at Earl's Place General Store in Hugo. If you have an Illinois road map, you'll find it between Villa Grove and Hinesboro, just west of Nippentuck. But don't look for Nippentuck on the map. It's not there. To find places like Nippentuck and Chicken Bristle, you have to get out on the road yourself some Sunday afternoon and do some detective work. The general store is alive and well in some small towns in the form of a 7-Eleven or a Huck's, but those are poor relatives of the real thing, like Earl's.
I set the coffee up the day before by the time I leave here, 12 o'clock noon or so. And it's on a timer, and her nephew, Jim Prosser, will come in here around about 5:30 or so, and he opens up and gets things ready, and the other boys come in at various times that they can. They're usually all in here by 6 o'clock.
There are 3 houses in the town of Hugo, 7 people, 1 or 2 dogs and cats, and a church where the whole community gets together for dinner every Tuesday. But the day doesn't officially begin in Hugo, Illinois, until the coffee club meets at Earl's Place General Store.
They usually stay here till very well 7 o'clock. Sometimes they're gone before I get here, and lots of times there are 2 or 3 here by the time I get here. And so they come in here for their conversation, and they usually listen to the early markets on the radio, and whatever they talk about. I'm not here to know what they talk about at all, but I guess the current events around the countryside and probably some of the political issues and conversation like that.
Officially, Paul and Mary McGrath are retired, but they carry on Earl's tradition by running the store for their son Ed, who lives in Florida. As a boy, growing up in Hugo, Ed bought candy at the store and mowed Earl's yard. After Earl died, Ed bought the store in 1983 to keep it open.
Now, they started this coming in here early for coffee way back, years ago. I think that one picture back there's got in the 50s, wasn't it? And it has just carried through from down through the generations. And of course, several of the fellows that's in that picture there has deceased now, but even some of the younger fellows that's was growed up in here still comes in here. And I suppose as long as it's maintained and open, that will continue as long as there's 3 or 4 of these older or younger fellows that's around here that will come in here. But if they quit coming, why, we'll probably quit coming too, or vice versa. Well, I take care of all the buying here, and of course the selling is whoever happened to be here, usually Mary or myself. And of course, like I tell everybody, we don't make any money here. We're here for information and accommodation.
Hello. Yes, I have some, Kent. Okay. 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 You guys be careful.
5 miles southwest of Hugo, the Hayes Brothers General Store serves the larger community of Kemp, population 60. Back in 1898, Gene Strader's grandfather moved his family from Denver to start his own general store in Kemp. Gene's father, Carter Hayes, started in the business at age 12, running a huckster wagon that made the rounds to outlying farms.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Like Earl's place, Hayes Brothers is in the business of information and accommodation. Mrs. Strader helps an older woman with her shopping and carries the groceries to her car, or answers phone calls about the condition of another woman who's in the hospital, or comes in at 7 a.m. on Sunday, her only day off, to fold the Sunday paper for her customers.
Well, we've just have always done things like that for people. She's a nice lady, and I don't mind doing these things for people. People will call looking for somebody else, and so I am a information person. The Cuppies, or the Hemingways, they farm over here across the road, you know, and so one of them will call, are they over there, you know, or would, if they come in, would I give them a message, so we used to have the Hinesboro rural telephone, and our telephone operator, she always knew where everybody was, and so I've kind of taken over her job, I guess.
In towns too small, even for the familiar tavern, these stores fill a need much harder to satisfy than buying a pack of cigarettes or a loaf of bread.
Doors. Bucks the racing team. Hey, hey, hey. Spring and sprung, ain't it? Huh? Spring and sprung, ain't it? Yeah, I thought everything came out with bumblebees and honeybees and motorcycles.
My customers are my friends, and I love them all, and I feel like they like me too. So.
These old general stores are the hearts of these towns. They give their residents a sense of place. If either were to close, Hugo or Kemp would still be on the map, but the people there would not feel as much a community.
We have a custom that when anyone in the community dies, we put out a tablet for money donations for flowers, and we send a bouquet of flowers and label it from the Friends of Earl's Place.
That's the last of our stories tonight. I hope you enjoyed them and found them interesting. To give you a chance to tell us what you thought about Prairie Fire, we bought an answering machine. Granted, it's impersonal, but it's a lot more realistic than hiring our own production secretary. The number to call is area code 217-244-4273. If you like, leave your name and the name of the town you're calling from. Even though we can't respond, we appreciate your time and consideration in calling in. We'll be here from now on at 8 p.m. on the second Thursday of every month. On our next show, we'll introduce you to a Champaign builder who remembers his roots and is helping other families put down roots of their own. We'll take you to a unique eating place that's really country style. And we'll show you another one of those disappearing prairie artifacts. Good night.